couple found their dream home last month. 3 bedrooms, great school district, a backyard the kids have been begging for. They'd already picked out paint colors. They lost it. Not because they couldn't afford it, not because their credit was bad. They lost it because they didn't understand one word. That one word, the difference between qualified and approved, cost them $50,000 when another buyer swooped in with a real pre-approval letter. I'm Dustin Hutley with Envoy Mortgage, and today I'm going to make sure this never happens to you. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what these terms mean, why one is basically worthless and the other is gold, and how to make sure you're holding the right letter when you find your dream home. Here's what most people don't realize. In the mortgage world, these two terms get used interchangeably all the time. Even some real estate agents mix them up. And I get it, they sound almost identical, but the difference, it's massive. Let me break it down in plain English. A pre-qualification is basically an educated guess. Here's what happens. You tell a lender, hey, I make about $80,000 a year, I've got decent credit, I've saved up some money. The lender says, cool, based upon what you're telling me, you could probably afford around $350,000. Notice what didn't happen here. They didn't check your credit, they didn't verify your income, they didn't look at your bank statements, they just took your word for it. A pre-qualification takes about 5 minutes. Sometimes you can do it online without even talking to a human being. And here's the thing, it's not worth the paper it's printed on, at least not to a seller. Now, a pre-approval is completely different. This is where you submit actual documentation, pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, tax returns, we pull your credit, we verify everything. A real pre-approval goes through underwriting. An actual human looks at your complete financial picture and says, yes, this person is approved for that amount. When you make an offer with a real pre-approval letter, you're telling the seller the money is ready. The lender has already done the work. This deal is close. Let me show you exactly how this plays out with real numbers. I'm going to use a scenario I see all the time here in Southwest Washington and Clark County. House listed at $450,000, competitive market. Homes are getting multiple offers within days. Sound familiar? Buyer A has a pre-qualification letter. They offer full asking price at $450,000. Buyer B has a full pre-approval letter. They offer $445,000. Who do you think gets the house? Buyer B every time. Here's why. The seller isn't just looking at the highest number. They're looking at the offer most likely to actually close. A pre-qualification is just a question mark. A pre-approval is a guarantee. Think about it from the seller's perspective. They've already found their next home. They're getting movers scheduled. They're counting on this sale. Are they going to risk all of that on a buyer whose financing might fall through? Or are they going to take the sure thing, even if it's a little less money? Now, here's where it gets even worse. Buyer A, the one with just the pre-qualification, they don't just lose this house. In a competitive market, they might lose 3, 4, 5 houses before they figure out what's happening. Meanwhile, prices keep going up. That $450,000 house 6 months later, comparable homes are selling at $475,000 or more. That's not a $5,000 loss, that's a $25,000 to a $50,000 loss. Plus all the emotional heartbreak of losing homes you'd already pictured yourself in. Now, I want to be real with you about why this confusion exists, because it's not entirely your fault. Some lenders, and I'm not going to name names here, they use these terms interchangeably because it benefits them. A quick pre-qualification gets you in the door, gets you emotionally invested, gets you house shopping. And then when your financing falls through on a house you love, well, now you're committed to the process and you're not going anywhere. The big banks especially do this. They'll give you a pre-qualification in 15 minutes because it's automated. They're not looking at your situation, processing volume. I think that's backwards. I think you deserve to know exactly where you stand before you start falling in love with houses, not after. So how do you know if you have a real pre-approval or just a glorified guess? Here's exactly what to look for. Number one, what documents did they ask for? If all they asked for was your name, income estimate, and maybe your social security number, that's a pre-qualification. If they asked for pay stubs, W-2s, bank statements, and tax returns, that's moving toward pre-approval because those are real documents. Number two, did they pull your credit? A soft pull or no pull at all, pre-qualification. A hard credit pull is where they actually review your full credit report. That's approval territory. Number three, did an underwriter review your file? Now, this is a big one. Ask directly, has an underwriter looked at my file and approved me? If the answer is no, you don't have a real pre-approval, no matter what the letter says. Number four, look at the letter itself. A pre-qualification letter usually has a lot of conditional language, subject to verification based on information provided, pending review. A real pre-approval letter is more definitive. It states a specific amount. It has fewer conditions, and it typically has an expiration date because the lender is actually committing to your approval. All right, so what should you actually do? do. Here's the process I walk every client through, and it's the reason my clients don't lose houses to other buyers. Step 1, discovery conversation. Before we do anything else, we have a real conversation about your situation, not a 5-minute form, an actual discussion about your income, credit, your goals, your timeline. This tells me which path we're on. Are you ready now, or do we need to build a plan to get you ready? Step 2, documentation collection. If you're ready to move forward, we collect everything up front: pay stubs, tax returns, bank statements, W-2s, all of it. Yes, it takes a little more effort than filling out a quick online form, but that effort is what makes your pre-approval actually worth something. Step 3, underwriting review. Your file goes to an actual underwriter who reviews everything. This is where we catch any issues before you're making offers, not after you've already lost a house. Step 4, your approval letter. Now you have a letter that means something. When you make an offer, the seller's agent sees that you've already been through underwriting. Your financing isn't a question mark, it's a done deal. Does this take longer than a 5-minute pre-qualification? Yes, absolutely. Usually about a week to get everything processed, sometimes faster. But here's what I tell every client. Would you rather spend a week getting properly prepared or spend months losing houses and wondering what's going wrong? If you're watching this video, you're already ahead of most buyers. You're doing your research. You're asking the right questions. That tells me something about you. Here's what I want you to do next. If you've already got a pre-approval letter from somewhere, pull it out. Look at it with fresh eyes. Does it have all those conditional phrases? Did they actually verify your documents? Did an underwriter sign off? If you're not sure, or if you haven't started the process yet, I want to help you get this right. Click the link in the description and we can connect on a quick discovery call. No pressure, no commitment, just clarity on exactly where you stand and what your next steps should be. Because here's what I believe. You shouldn't lose your dream home over a word you didn't understand. Not when the fix is this simple. See you in the next video.